Right then, so what I thought we'd do today is, I thought it was about time we did a bit of a review on this little beauty. It's 2015, I've had it for about a year and a half now, and I think it's time I told you what I thought about it. So let's get on and we'll go for a little ride. I'll tell you what I'll do first. I'll talk you through the dashboard on this 2015. It has got the traction control and the power levels, and I'll just show you. And also you've got this, you'll already know it's got a three-way adjustable windshield, which is really handy. Now then, on your left hand button here you've got this up and down and select. So if you press select, you get the, let me start again. You get the power, full power, low power. When it's in low power, you're supposed to get only 70% of the available power. Then you press it again and you've got K-track. Number 3 is the highest level of intervention, and you really do feel it. If you try and gun it away and it's on 3, you'll feel it coming in. Number 2, the front wheel will come up a little bit on number 2, and number 1, the front wheel will come up a little bit more. If you press and hold it, again you can turn it off. A few other things I've done to it: spotlights to make that little switch bracket there. These are off eBay. I can't really recommend these, they're only cheap, and I bought them for about 20 quid or something. This is the second set I've had on, so they're not the best quality. Gear indicator, that was already on when I got it. I've put the Oxford heated grips on, they're really handy, and I've put this phone holder on as well. eBay again, it's got a little USB charger on there, because I've found when I've been going somewhere, you can have your tank bag on with your sat nav in the top, but you like that, you're having to look down for where your next direction is. And I've tried mounting it here off these two and having it just there, still found it a bit low. Having it there, it's perfect because you're only having to glance down from the road to see. So yeah, let's go for a little ride. Another thing I want to show you. This is my bike. Now, my uncle had a ZZR 1400 and he had a go on my bike and he loved it that much he traded his ZX 1400 in for that, and he's got the newer one, and I'll just show you what the differences are. If you look at the front, these are renowned for having a rubbish headlight. I think they've got LEDs on the new one. Slight fairing changes, but they ride the same, they feel the same, the riding position's the same, the power's the same. I think that one's got a bit more sophisticated electronics on it. I think it's got lean sensitive ABS. The dashboards are slightly different. There's my one. You don't get a gear indicator standard with this, but you do on the newer one. There you go, look. Gear indicator. You get a outside air temperature gauge on this as well, which you don't get on this one, which is a shame because I do like to know the temperature. But other than that, it's a very good bike. It's a very, very good bike. Oh yeah, another thing is I've just put the Michelin Road 5s on, which are absolutely fantastic. Just put them on about 300-400 miles ago. Before that I had the Road 4s on, but they weren't finished. They'd probably got another 1,000 miles in them, but you know when you put new tyres on, it don't matter if you stay with the same brand, as soon as you put new tyres on it just transforms the bike again, and this has transformed the bike putting these on. It's so much more confidence inspiring chucking it about. So yeah, so if you're thinking of getting one, what's it like to ride? It's got loads of smooth power right from down low. You can take it down really low revs in 6th gear and it'll just pull. There won't be any hesitation or juddering, it'll just pull. The only thing is, when you are in 6th gear on the motorway, sometimes you might feel like you need another gear. You can alter that. Some people change the sprockets to make it a bit lazier, but these bags of power, ergonomically, if you've been used to sports bikes, but like me, you're sick and tired of the arm pump, this is what you need. It's still got sports bikes performance, but because of these handlebars are raised up a bit, it's way more comfortable, really way comfortable. The seat can get a little bit numb bum after a few hours. Some people can bear it longer than others. If you've been used to a sports bike, you won't have any problem, but if you're coming down off something like a BMW GS or something, it's going to feel like a plank. But it's not uncomfortable, it's just you can wiggle your bum into it. It's like we went to Belgium, and when you're riding all day, by the end of the day you do need to stretch your legs and just have a walk about, but you'll run out of fuel before that happens anyway. Now regarding fuel, this computer on here, you've got 2 trips, trip A and B, and then you've got average fuel consumption, UK average, and it's saying I'm doing 48 mpg. Then you've got a range meter to tell you you're doing you've got 125 miles left in the tank. That's dead handy, that is. It changes. If you start riding like Miss Daisy, that'll go up. I don't tend to ride like that all the time though. But and then it's got your mileage. This one's done nearly 13,500 miles, which ain't bad. And then you've got your trip A, trip B. You can have instantaneous MPGs and then average MPGs. So it tells you what you need to know. Now I've got these new tyres on, you really can chuck it about. It's really nice. When I got it, it had a top box on it. I fitted the side cases and they've been brilliant. One thing I do notice though, when you're going like motorway speeds and you've got the 3 boxes on, it's fine as long as you're holding on. If you let go of the handles, you'll feel a little bit of a wobble on the steering. You can't feel it when you're holding on. I'll see if it does it now. Do 50 mile an hour. I don't know if you can just see that little bit there. You can't feel it now, but it's something to do with the top box, the aerodynamics, because when they're not on, it doesn't do it. But yeah, the suspension's really nice. You've got a remote preload adjuster on the back. I think it's a preload adjuster, so you can pump it up, make it a bit harder if you've got all your luggage on. I think it'd suit anybody as well, because it's not intimidating. My girlfriend rode it and she'd only been past a test a few months when she rode it. She had no problems. It's not vicious like, you know, like an R1 or something like that in A mode. It's not like that. It's really nice and user friendly, and you can pick them up reasonable money now. Yeah, we're alright. Mirrors are good. I like the mirrors as well. I like the shape of them. They stick out enough, and the good thing about them is they fold in dead easy. They're just on like a spring, so if you've got to get through your gateway or something, it's really good for that. As I say, the screen's good. If you put it up there, you don't really get any wind blast at all. In fact, when I've got that like that, I get less buffeting than if I'm on my Bergman 250, and that's got a big windshield. That's terrible for buffeting, that is, but this is alright. So we're off up to CMC at the moment, Clay Cross. I'm going to have a look at another bike. Another thing I forgot to tell you about the dashboard: if you press the bottom one, it gives you the engine temperature, or you can change it to the clock. But the engine's nice and smooth. In fact, Michelle rides a V-twin SV, and when she rides this, she comments how smooth it is, but it will do compared to that. She's got a can on it. I've kept the standard cans on this. I would have no desire to change them because I don't want to have a noisy bike. I mean, this is nice and smooth. There's no bad vibes in any range. But as I was saying about the engine, you start dialing it in up to 6, 7, 8, and it builds and builds and builds and builds, and it's a bit of a monster when you get it up there. See, I just went to change up. I'm in 6 already. I find this bike, I'm 6'2", I find this bike to have a really low seat, but I find all bikes like that. I'm always complaining because bikes are too small, but Michelle struggles to touch the floor. I think if you're normal size, you would have no trouble. The fit and finish is pretty good on them. I've had no problems with this in the time I've had it. I think I got it with about 5,500 miles on it, and it's now 13.5. I've not had even a hint of anything going wrong with it. Yeah, I'm sat in out motorway speeds. There's no buffeting or anything. Yes, I would highly recommend this bike to anybody thinking of getting one. The older one, I think they changed it in about 2014. The older one, she didn't have that. It was just no electronics. As I say, I think it was 14 or 15 they introduced this with the power modes, which I think are brilliant. And then they changed it again. For the model that Cole's got, his is at 18, he bought it new last year. His has got slightly more sophisticated. A very nice bike. A very nice bike indeed. The gearbox is good. All the gears are precise. I've never hit a false gear, false neutral. And I just find it a really good bike. If you're considering getting one, get it. You won't regret it. Weight wise, I think it's 230 kilos. But you don't feel it. It's like all bikes, isn't it? Even them big heavy BMWs, once you roll in, you don't feel any weight. It's easy enough to move about. I have to take it through into the back garden, through a little doorway, and it's fine. Fold the mirrors in, no problems. In the car park, it's easy for turning it around. Press that and it drops back down. Someone's asleep at the wheel. You can probably hear Michelle's bike. Yeah, the way you can effortlessly just flow into bends. I know it's due to the new tyres as well, but yeah, I've never had any dramas throwing it into bumpy corners. It's never upset itself. So we're going up CMC to do a bit of window shopping. I've got my eye on something. So yeah, I think that'll do. Only a little short review. If you're thinking about it, get one, you'll love it. Loads of poke, comfort, roomy, smooth. What more do you want in a bike? So I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.